Do we have now a significantly smaller government?
We do not. This is an issue that I paid very close attention to because for 25 years in Washington, I have been mapping ways to save the federal government money. And then DOGE comes in and they bring a bunch of Silicon Valley bros in who don't know the first thing about the government, and they just kind of go in and break things. Ultimately, DOGE is spending cut theater. It was not designed to actually cut spending because 75% of all federal spending goes to 6 items: Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, defense, veterans, and interest. Instead, they went for the cultural totems. We're going to force the government to get rid of its Politico subscriptions. We're going to go after DEI contracts. We're going to fire government employees. We're going to defund HIV funding in Africa because it's those poor HIV children in Africa who are driving up the budget deficit. These are budget dust. They're not budget dust to the recipients. They're not budget dust to the employers who lost their job. But in the context of a $7 trillion budget, they're budget dust. They don't really save any money, but they excite MAGA. And they create the impression of government spending cuts that make it easier to go cut taxes. Elon Musk came in and originally promised he was going to cut $2 trillion of the $7 trillion federal budget. Then he said, okay, maybe I exaggerated a bit. 1 trillion. And then he said, okay, 350 billion. By my estimate, I think they're saving about $5 to $6 billion a month, which is annualized about $70 billion out of a $7 trillion budget. That's 1% of federal spending. And in fact, the budget deficit is looking as big as last year. Federal spending is up 5% over last year. And the final kind of insult about DOGE is that for all their concern about cutting budget deficits, DOGE could actually ultimately increase budget deficits because they're trying to lay off so many IRS staffers that the IRS won't be able to collect as much of the income taxes or audit tax cheats, which means for the IRS, for every dollar they save in firing somebody, they may lose $10 of tax collections.